I just don't take, I do not take that for granted. And that's just, we're just lucky to have folks like you on. To give you an update, I mean, we are making progress. We have found a site near the Princess Lakes neighborhood, Camp Creek, kind of South Fulton, is where a lot of families are relocating. Some lower income students are being pushed out that way. And we just can't wait to break through. And we're seeing some of the intents to enrolls come in from families saying, hey, we've heard about movement school in Charlotte. I have educated friends, we can't wait to see it open in Atlanta. And Atlanta just makes it hard. Like it's hard to break into the market. And so I just want to say ahead of time, I mean, thank you all. And usually, I find I just tell folks, hey, I'm a part of Movement Mortgage. I've seen, movement schools. My friends have seen movement schools in Charlotte. They're the real deal. And they're doing amazing work for kids. And we want to bring them to Atlanta, but they won't let us open unless we show that we've got a lot of community support. I think you're on mute, Josh.
Josh, you're on mute.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard back a few times, we already have so-and-so school, like they had a connection with the charter school, and they seem to think that that one charter school is enough to serve all of Atlanta. And I know how I answered it, but I'd love to hear how you might answer that. Like, let's say there's a really good charter school in South Atlanta that they've heard of. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, most charter schools are running waiting lists. And so at Movement School in Charlotte, we had 1,000 applications for 100 spots. And so that tells you something about the value we're bringing to Charlotte. And we think we'd bring that same value to Atlanta. Or I'd just say, hey, the best thing in the world is for parents to have options. And we're focused especially on parents who can't afford a private school, can't afford to just pick up and move. And so not all charter schools are focused on students from low-income backgrounds, but we provide buses, we provide meals to make sure that especially kids from low-income backgrounds can take advantage of our schools.
So real quick, my you mentioned that the school area is Camp Creek. My younger sister lived in Atlanta with me for a while, and she taught at Camp Creek Elementary, which is the public school down there. And this would be a good alternative to the schools down there. It was challenging for her. There's tons of stories she had, but so
yeah. I mean, that's part of why we picked it is, you see low performing schools down there. And what our goal is, we just want every parent to have a choice, right? And if you don't have a free public charter option, if the local public school is not working for you, you got no other option.
I'm always so attracted to the idea of a disruption too. If we can have enough quality charter schools that are giving the public schools a run for their money, they're going to have to step up their game. And that's what we really want. Like, we can do a lot of damage with just our schools, but the effect we have on all the other schools is what's really exciting. Like, that's where you can hit some exponential impacts. Who else has questions or any call reluctancy about getting their calls in tonight?
I got one. Tim Hurley, one of the comments on my Facebook that I boosted was just another for-profit company trying to open a charter school for basically, why does charter schools have such a negative connotation and they think we're out to do this to make money off of it? There's no desire to do that whatsoever. And I don't even know if I should comment on these people or whatever. There are people going back and bantering back and forth on my boosting Facebook page, but any comments on anybody thinking, hey, why is a for-profit trying to make money off of doing something like this? Obviously we're not, but any comments on that?
I mean, I hope that's maybe a chance for you all to talk about what Movement Mortgage is. But yeah, I mean, what I would say is, look, this is a totally nonprofit school. We're not making a dime off of it. Everything, that the school gets is going into serving the kids. And then, there are for-profit charters out there. They can do their thing, but we're 100% nonprofit.
Yeah. We're really excited to stroke the $10 million check that it's going to take to get one of these schools up and running, and then earn 70 cents on the dollar for every kid from the government. Yeah, that's really an exciting business model. Yeah, we're pumped about it.
What I'll tell you all that y'all are seeing though is it is a fight out there. And part of it is like you said, Josh, is we are disruptive. And so there are people in traditional public schools who don't want to see more charters because it is, exposing some of the flaws. And I've worked with teachers. I got no problem with traditional public schools, but there are some who just don't want to change. And so you may find that I kind of see that as a sign that we're doing our job and we're making some folks uncomfortable, because right now a public school is not working. It's especially not working for low income Black and Latino kids. And that is who we are here to serve and make sure that they have better options. So haters are going to hate, we get it every day. And I kind of take it as a badge of honor that I think we're doing something impactful.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Hey, Tim, I know we talked last week about possibly doing a wet signature at, we have a couple larger events over the next week that we could just circulate it during the event.
Yes, and that is my commitment to you, is I'm not going to leave this chair until I send it to you, Gina, and Josh, because I was going to bring it up. Is I think that's a great strategy. Folks have said, hey, will you just send us a sign-up sheet that if you go to a large event, pass around? That's what we're seeing a lot of other schools doing. And it's funny, like the whole test of this is basically, can you get enough people out to support you to, walk into the commission? It's the state commission, and they decide, can we even get a license to operate? And the more signatures we walk in from, especially from all over, the more they say, man, y'all have done something here. We're going to let you go to that next step to open up a school.
Just didn't know if the sign-up sheet needed to have certain language on it or, anything to make it
like
official.
I said, I will send it to you, but no, all it needs name and zip code. That's all. And the zip code, because it shows we're going to take kids. This is something for you all to know. We want to be able to take kids from any county. So whether it's Fulton, Cobb County, Clayton, it's called a statewide attendance. And so that's the other thing is, if folks are commuting into work, the Princess Lakes area is kind of over there near the airport. And so we think there's going to be a lot of folks who are kind of driving in towards Atlanta for work that will want to drop their kids off with us in that area. And so no matter where they come from, we can take them.
I'm going to ask a dumb question, kind of a technology question, but the QR code that we have, let's say we're out somewhere. If I pull up that QR code, can another phone read that? Okay.
Yep.
I'll start doing that as well.
Yeah, you can kind of just walk around and they can just buzz it and it'll open right up on their phone. But we have to remember that those QR codes die every couple of weeks. So we had to redo it. When it stopped working a couple weeks ago, last weekend, it stopped working and we had to redo it.
Hey, where can we find that survey link? I saw you pull it up and
it's actually on the calendar invite for this meeting. It's in the notes section.
Okay, thank you.
I just texted KTT, the CEO of our schools who you met, and I was like, hey, you gonna be on this call? She is out in the Princeton Lakes neighborhood right now canvassing. She's got a team of about 8 college kids, a ton of flyers, movement swag, and they're out there knocking on doors, hitting pre-K. So I just want you all to know, while you guys are putting these calls in, she's out there on the streets with her team. And what they're focused on is they're having families do intents to enroll, saying, hey, I want to enroll my kid. So she wanted me to tell you all thank you. And she's like, we're out canvassing. So she's going to.
I wouldn't mind taking a group down to do that same thing, actually. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
What's our deadline, by the way,
so
Tim? Deadline? Oh, sorry, Holly. What's our
okay.
deadline?
I just wanted to thank Tim.
Yeah, our deadline, so April 15th, tax day, is when I submit the application. So that's the day when we're going to count up all those signatures. So we want to do as many as we can then. And then after that, if we get the approval and get to go to the next step, we'll have some more time. But really, April 15th, that's what we're pushing for right now.
So Josh, were you thinking as far as the calls tonight, just either text or email the link to whoever we're talking to?
Yeah, I was going to actually call because I'm finding that if you just text it, it doesn't necessarily work. It's too easy to ignore. I'm heading to a high school soccer game, so I'm going to walk around and do the QR code thing with everybody. But we were thinking 50, if we had 34 people on this call, which we don't, we were thinking it'd be 50 signatures ahead, which is a lot. So I'll challenge the people that are on the call to get 50 signatures. And then I think we're gonna have to set up more calls and try to find a better time when more people can jump on. But I can kind of tell that I think a lot of people just think it's gonna happen organically, and it's not.
Yeah,
It's absolutely not. It's not just going to happen. Yeah, we have to absolutely make it happen or it's not going to happen.
Hey, one thing I was gonna say that I've heard is working for some people too is like literally pulling up your contact book in your email and starting to go through. I think what people want to hear though is that you genuinely believe in it. So I think like a short email that says, "Hey, if you've been to the school, like, look, I've seen the school in Charlotte. It is awesome. I know this is silly, but would you just sign it to help us come to Atlanta?" Or if you haven't been there, say, "Look, I'm part of the company. I've seen the videos. I've met it. This is amazing. Would you take 5 minutes to do this?" Or 2 minutes. But folks just want to hear personally, and and just kind of going down the list like that.
They do need to be a Georgia resident though, right?
They do. Yep. I've learned any Georgia resident helps us, but especially, the broader metro Atlanta area is what helps the most.
Okay.
All right, I think we're at a good,
Hold on, babe.
yeah, go ahead, Holly.
Tim, I did want to say thank you because you're amazing and we love y'all and we are going to get it done. I love that y'all are moving forward with a wet signature option because I'm with you, Gina. Like, I think that working these events or, going to the soccer game tonight, babe, that it's like, that is an easier way just to know that it gets done. My question was around employment. Did you talk about the opportunity, like how many people you're going to put to work in the school? And are people wanting to hear that?
That's a good question. We are gonna
job creation. That's what I was trying to come up with.
Yeah, when the school's built out, we'll have about 70 employees per school. Plus, we run buses. Plus, we run cafeteria. And as you all know, we hire locally for that. So it is like we want to invest back into Fulton County. So I think that's a great point.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry, Tim. Hey, do we know how many, like roughly, like how many positions this is going to open up?
I was gonna say, I think it's about 60 in the school. And then also we're bringing a pre-K. So that's going to be like another 10. So you could say 70. Plus we spend about $600,000 a year on food. And that's, we spend that locally. We also spend about $400,000 a year on transportation, and that's local. So you could say $1 million a year, for this school invested back into the local economy. And I'm going to drop my email in the chat because one thing is, if there are things that come up, feel free to email me because I'm learning along with you all. So it's tim.hurley@movementschool.com. If you have questions, email me and I'll respond because also we're about to try to go to Raleigh. And so I'm about to call up those guys and say, hey, Raleigh, it's not nearly as hard as Atlanta, but everything I'm learning from you guys, we're going to put forward as we, work to go to Raleigh. So, feel free to email me and I'll learn along with you.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that I didn't even think about the sporting events and the soccer games and all the personal stuff. I was thinking business events, but now I'm like, okay, I've had 5 people text me that they couldn't jump on tonight because they're at a baseball game, a soccer game, or whatever. So I'm going to send them all the wet sign-in sheet and say, take this around wherever you are.
You can tell them it's totally free, free transportation, free meals for all students, because we want to make sure every child can access it. About over 80% of our students in Charlotte would identify as coming from a low-income background. It's actually probably up over 92. So I want folks to know, like, our goal is to be accessible to kids who most need good options. So.
Hey, I have a question, Tim. What kind of, or is there any type of like swag or anything like, because I actually have a little league game to go to this weekend, actually, where I was going to be there. And in hearing this, I mean, do we have anything that we can give away to people? Because what I wanted to do was just kind of set up a table, little small setup. And obviously, people are going to come over because they're going to say, oh, I want your sippy, I mean, not sippy cup, I'm thinking babies. I want your drink cup or your squeegee, whatever you call the cups, water bottle.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So yes. So KTT at Brooklyn T, she has got all the swag. And so if you want to shoot her a text, I know she's got boxes because I shipped it down to her. So we got you covered on that.
What kind of, I did, when I met with her, I saw she had t-shirts, she had hats. I didn't see more than that. Should she have other things? That
was the baby shipment, Pauline. We had the big reinforcement. KGT's like, I don't know where to put it all. It's not that big a
Okay.
tea shop. So yeah, we got a lot more now.
We're giving out Honda
Good.
Civics now. They say movement school on the side.
Good deal.
We also have the faith-based after school that some folks care about. It's a separate thing, but that matters to me too. I mean, that's part of that larger vision. So that's another piece. Yep. And free pre-K. I mean, it's just huge. It's a huge investment in our community.
One last question. Do you have like a one sheeter or some type of email that you could kind of just, if you sent it already, I apologize, but that could just kind of puts those kind of bullets, just different, like what you're mentioning on this call in an email? So we can just reference it?
Yeah, I will, before I get up, I'll send the folks I have the email address to, I'll send something to y'all. I'm going to have to pull something together. I'll send you, we have a couple of flyers, but it's not really the info, it's more recruitment, but I'll send you something before I get up.
Excellent.
Hey, quick comment. Josh, we knew about the call night. I talked to everybody on my team, and several people said they're gonna make calls. I don't think they realized we actually were gonna have a Zoom. They were gonna just go ahead and do the calls and all that. So that's why you're not seeing them on here.
No problem.
I think I didn't communicate it very well either. So I think I got the same scenario.
Well, Gina, I recorded this, so as soon as we get off, I'm going to send this to you in case people want to hop on and look at it, and then we'll send out Tim's bullet points. That's a really, really good idea. And let's go get it. I think there's a good stopping point. Thank you all for being on.
Thank y'all so much.
Let's build this momentum. Let's get it done. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks.
Josh,
Thank
thanks
you.
for setting this up. Thank you, Tim.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Bye.
good.
Holler.
Thanks. Good seeing you. I always close it out and I don't get the recording, so I got to do it right. Stop recording.